They say the record of a mortal's ascension is written not in ink, but in light. And tonight, on the frostbound peaks of the Blue Silk Clan's cultivation planet, that truth unfolds once more. Wang Lin has sat through months of frozen silence, surrounded by snow so pure it seemed to mock the warmth of life below. His divine sense has stretched across the icy expanse, glimpsing every flicker of vitality, from mortals huddled by fire to the faint glow of dying beasts beneath the snow. Yet even as this subtle radiance fills him, a barrier looms, elusive and unbroken, guarding the secret to the third step. In his hand, the vortex sphere pulses with Dao Master Blue Dream's final teaching, waiting for comprehension, for fusion, for a power that could reshape the ancient star system itself. The storm of spells within his mind is calm yet tense, as if the mountain itself holds its breath. This is Recap Renegade Immortal, Chapter 1321, 1322. And the next spark of enlightenment may change everything, or leave him forever in the shadow of what he cannot yet grasp. A relentless wind swept across the snowy peaks, carrying with it the biting cold of a world trapped between seasons. For countless months, rain had battered the cultivation planets of the Blue Silk Clan, drenching the earth in an endless watery embrace. And now, after 7 moons of unceasing downpour, the world had surrendered to winter. Snow descended in delicate flurries, blanketing the mountains and valleys in white silence, transforming the land into a frozen, ethereal kingdom. Wang Lin remained atop a solitary peak, motionless beneath the falling snow. The earth beneath him was hard and frigid, each step a shock to the blood that coursed through mortal veins. Yet for the cultivators of the Blue Silk Clan, such harsh seasons were no longer enemies. They were companions, guiding hands in the art of survival and perseverance. Even the harvest, once deemed impossible, now thrived in the frost, nourished by the biting chill. The mountain wore its winter mantle with solemn beauty. Snowflakes danced like silent spirits, and only the jagged black rocks hinted at the landscape hidden beneath. Amid this frozen serenity, Wang Lin sat with eyes closed, encased in frost, the ice sword and the vortex sphere hovering silently before him, untouched by snow, as if the elements themselves dared not intrude. For 4 more months he lingered, immersed in the enigma of the heaven reversal stamp. His mind wrestled with the second spell, the light and shadow shield, a subtle, ethereal weave of pure light, its secrets hidden in the hands of Dao Master Blue Dream. The master's movements, the glimmer of that spell in battle, haunted Wang Lin's memory, looping endlessly like a distant melody he could not yet comprehend. On a day carved from stillness and snow, Wang Lin's tired eyes opened. He gazed upon the white expanse before him and murmured, his voice trembling with thought. There is light within my sundered night, within the law of origin. But Dao Master Blue Dream's light, it draws from the essence of life itself, not the sun, not the heavens, but from living beings. What is this light? He extended his divine sense, casting it outward like ripples across a mountain lake. His consciousness split, stretching into countless paths, and he beheld the planet in its entirety. White-capped mountains, frozen rivers, glaciers drifting in the seas, every detail etched into his mind. Mortal cities flickered like candles in the cold, families huddled around fires, warmth glowing faintly amid the frost, opulent feasts of the rich, the soft music of blue silk cultivators, the shimmer of rare flora beneath ice, all of it radiated life. Even the smallest creatures in the fallen, lifeless forms beneath snow carried a faint, persistent glow. Stars twinkled through hazy skies, wind bit sharp and cold, and yet everywhere, life pulsed, casting fragile light into the void. Slowly, the glow expanded. Lovers' warmth, the wealth of kings, the struggle of dying beasts, all converged into a tapestry of illumination. From the distant reaches of space, he perceived the faint shimmer of every living spark on the planet, each soul a mote of light in the vast dark. When Wang Lin opened his eyes, the world erupted. The divine light he had sensed surged toward him, a torrent that bathed mountains and rivers, glinted from the vegetation, and even drew the stars themselves into its radiance. The mountain beneath him glowed as though aflame. Shadows stretched, warped, and then fell away, leaving Wang Lin at the center of a blinding, all-encompassing brilliance. Enlightenment flickered in his gaze, mingled with a trace of confusion. "Is this vitality?" he whispered. With a gesture, the torrent of light subsided, folding back into the normalcy of the world. The mystery remained, a barrier impenetrable, a threshold few cultivators ever perceived, and fewer still crossed. Unseen by him, this was the door to the third step of Dao mastery, an elusive passage few would ever breach. Wang Lin's gaze fell upon the ice sword and vortex sphere, relics of Dao Master Blue Dream, still poised in their silent vigil. His hand reached instinctively, drawing the vortex sphere into his palm. Eyes bright with insight, he studied it. This tiny orb held the fusion of call the wind and summon the rain, crafted into a spell containing its own universe, a Dao spell, a legacy of his master, Aster. As he observed, the 5 essences within the sphere emerged, swirling like ethereal winds. Invisible gases seeped into his vision, embedding knowledge into his mind. Days passed, the sphere shrinking until it vanished, leaving Wang Lin immersed in comprehension. Dao spells were unlike ordinary magic. They could not be fully perceived, nor could their force be measured. They were mysteries revealed only to those who could see beyond the surface. The first encounter had been in the 7-colored realm, the second within the Dao realm with the Lord of the Sealed realm. Now, the third revelation unfolded before him, a chance to transform any spell at will. With the ice sword drawn to his hand, Wang Lin felt its essence shift. No longer a mere blade, it became clouds in his grip, fracturing into crystalline shards that melted into rain. The rain swirled into a vortex, then ascended as fog, a storm contained within his grasp, finally dissolving into a white cloud that drifted skyward. He smiled, witnessing the spell take flight. The fusion was complete. Spatial bending would be the first to merge, a potent spell capable of traversing the boundless void, yet fragile when origin energy faltered. Plans formed in his mind, the woman in white beyond the Blue Silk clan, the gathering of Joss Flames, the power of Fire Sparrow and Scatter Thunder clans. He considered the strange marks on the brows of those in the ancient star system, the hidden conflicts and evolution within. And above all, he sought the secret of the scheming sovereign, whose essence lingered in the memory of the Moon Clan's white-haired elder. Wang Lin's eyes gleamed with determination. The path ahead was fraught with peril, but knowledge, power, and destiny converged in his hands. The snow whispered around him, the mountain watched in silent reverence, and the tale of a young cultivator on the cusp of transcendent understanding unfolded like a legend reborn. A chill lingered in the air, though spring had awakened the land. Gentle breezes stirred the green blades of grass, carrying with them a mingling of fragrances. The sky stretched endlessly, a vast canvas of pure blue, yet beneath its serene veneer, a storm of power was about to unfold. Wang Lin opened his eyes after months of deep cultivation, emerging from the depths of the fusion. His body hummed with the resonance of the spatial bending Dao. Months of meticulous refinement had transformed his grasp of this formidable art. The spatial bending that once faltered, unstable and temperamental, now flowed seamlessly, intertwined with the very essence of the world, and of himself. He had woven teleportation and spatial layering into the weave of his spell, moving from one variation of space to the next as easily as breathing. As his gaze pierced the horizon, clouds drifted within his eyes. Stars shimmered faintly in their depths. The flaw that had plagued spatial bending, the volatility before full merging with the world, had been tamed. Using his body as an anchor to the world itself, Wang Lin rendered the external distortions of origin energy powerless. Each step he took was a step toward perfection, each breath a reinforcement of harmony between self and cosmos. Raising his right hand, he gestured, and the mountain air began to warp. Ripples cascaded outward, sunlight bending and collapsing under the pressure of his manipulation. Once, such a feat would have been beyond him. Now, his eyes glimmered with triumph. With a single step, he dissolved into transparency, only to reappear moments later, his expression alight with quiet joy. A sweep of his sleeve calmed the chaos. The world steadied, sunlight returned to its unbroken path, and all disturbances faded. "This spell, it nears completion," Wang Lin murmured, voice carrying over the stillness. "Merging it with my body has corrected some flaws, but at a cost. My origin energy bears the burden. A dozen uses, perhaps, before I must recover. Still, who could stand against me now?" He lifted his eyes to the heavens, gaze slicing through the fabric of the Blue Silk clan, before slowly withdrawing it. Contemplative, He recalled the lifetime of aid and mastery, the stop spell that had preserved him through peril, Baifan's 6 spells that had rescued him countless times, his own twin creations, and the gifts of Dao Master Blue Dream, the Heaven Reversal Stamp and Light and Shadow Shield, all had contributed to the power that now pulsed through him. With Dao Master Blue Dream's guidance, he had fused Call the Wind and summoned the rain into a self-contained world, capable of both assault and defense. Yet Wang Lin's ambition stirred. He envisioned a greater unity, merging the magic arsenal into this vortex. Heart pounding, eyes alight with fervor, he lifted his right hand toward the heavens. A vortex spiraled into existence, small yet mighty, like a miniature cosmos poised to devour all it encompassed. Magic arsenal! His voice cracked like thunder, spitting the celestial sealing stamp into the open. The sky responded with a roar as countless battle souls manifested, each emanating a fierce, mournful aura. Cultivators from the ancient star system, Moon Clan warriors, and all who had fallen to him over 2 millennia now appeared, marked by a flickering sigil upon their brows. A chilling, magnificent tableau of power and death. Wang Lin's left hand moved in rapid seals, binding each soul as the celestial sealing stamp flashed violently, striving to merge with the vortex, yet resistance surged, a clashing of forces like fire against water. He spat forth a stream of origin soul essence, entwining it with his divine sense, pressing the reluctant vortex and stamp into harmony. Time stretched, the fusion wavered, then began to hold. Suddenly, a violent explosion shattered the silence. Wang Lin, already distanced, extended his power to suppress the blast. Using spatial bending, he transported the collapsing sphere to the edge of the Blue Silk clan. The vortex roared in defiance, thunderous shockwaves tearing through space. Light gathered around him, forming a colossal protective shadow. The destructive aura collided, heaven shaking, yet the shadow reflected and refracted the energy, hurling it into the void beyond the clan's borders. After 15 minutes, the echo faded. Wang Lin allowed himself a wry smile. The stamp and vortex now separated, ghostly light swirling around each. This forced fusion is perilous beyond measure, he murmured, yet he could not abandon it. Determined, he absorbed the celestial sealing stamp, compressing the vortex into his grasp. Light erupted, surging outward 10,000 feet, crafting a world apart, a realm where he alone dictated reality. Call the Wind raised the sky, summon the rain formed the earth. Within this domain, no origin energy existed, only Wang Lin's indomitable will. He released the celestial sealing stamp once more, and the resistance was immediate, shattering and cracking it under an invisible force. The battle soul's cries reverberated through this self-fashioned world, as though the end of all things had come. Wang Lin's eyes hardened. His will, his world, and the stamp all clashed, yet refused to unite. "I will not yield," he declared. Shrinking his world, the cracks multiplied until the celestial sealing stamp shattered into countless shards. The fragments, infused with the scattered battle souls, merged into the world itself, bending the resistance into his creation. A new order arose from chaos, a testament to the fusion of will, power, and relentless ambition.